Stellenbosch universities used to meet in the final of that championships at regular intervals. And we're back in the same situation for the Supersport Club Championships of the year 2000. So it should be a very good game, a very disappointing crowd, although it has expanded a little bit. That University of Stellenbosch side is a very good one with only 2 players without provincial experience. That's young Jaco van Skalkwyk, who's only 20, and Nordier Rademan, the tight head prop, who is just 21. Both, of course, have played for Western Province under 21s, but there are Van Wyk, Pereira and Roux in that pack of forwards who have played for the Stormers, and Gus Theron is a Stormers player on the wing. Otherwise, everybody else has interprovincial experience. So they will look very slick when they beat Centurion the other day. University of Pretoria also packed with provincial players, and 3 Springboks. In the centre, Franco Smith and Jacques Olivier, and in the lock, Willem Besson. Otherwise, they have a very workmanlike plaque. Jaco's name, George van der Walt. The Van der Walt brothers are quite incredible the way they produce rugby players, the Van der Walt family. Piet Boer, of course, is well known in provincial circles. And then Tian Snyman and Avi Nel. Avi Nel, I must say, I was impressed with, because the Pretoria University beat Ceres in the semi-finals, and Avi Nel had a very workmanlike game at scrum half for the Pretoria side. A very, very young bench for particularly the Tukkies side, 21, 20, 20, 21, 21. So a whole host of youngsters there on that bench for the Marties. And so Sean Roux, who leads the Marties out onto Minolta Loftus.
Yeah, the Marties playing the Tukkies this afternoon, a traditional rivalry in terms of intervarsity skills. You see Sean Roux, captain of the Marties. They have certainly been playing the most consistent rugby this week, and one must think that they go into this game as a slight favourite. However, you never know on a day what happens on the day, particularly with some experience that we have in that Tukkie side, and in particular the Jacques Olivier that will be running out. That's Piet Boer that's leading out his side this afternoon. And looks like there's already been a discrepancy on the field that they're running onto the side that the Marties are on. So obviously, in terms of the toss, must have been that Marties won the toss. Therefore, the Tukkies get to decide what side they play on. But there are 3 changes and 1 positional change to Tukkies to the side that beat Ceres the other day. That means Jacques Olivier, in particular, I think, is the most experienced player in that back line for Tukkies.
Well, there's young Jaco van Skalkwyk, who is from Van Wyk's Vlei, in the heart of the Little Karoo. And he is the one of the 2 who isn't capped for either Western Province or Northern Free State, most of them. Charles Howell, of course, played for Boerland, as well as the Vodacom Cup side of Western Province. Not all of them have played for Western Province in the Currie Cup, but most of them in the Vodacom Cup. Frans van Schouwenberg, who I've seen play at loose forward for the Northern Transvaal under-21 side. Jonathan Kaplan is the referee this afternoon, of international experience and one of South Africa's leading referees. Marty's playing from right to left, and it will be Chris Rousseau to begin the game. Besson.
Keep it up, get on side. One. Release.
And Jonathan Kaplan warned that player to release. Neil de Kock wanted to take quickly.
Holding on.
Not a bad start for Tukkies there, Hugh, but unfortunately Frans van Schouwenberg being penalised by referee Jonathan Kaplan for holding on to that ball. And the first opportunity afternoon for Chris Rousseau. Drive coming away from Frans van Schouwenberg now. He's run away from his support. Nothing wrong with Nordier Rademan going for the ball, because he's on his feet. He's allowed to play the ball. And I think the support is a bit slow there for the Tukkies.
It was actually intelligent play that by Nordier Rademan. It's a good-looking kick. Good start for the Marties.
Well, interesting. Here, both flyers this afternoon kicking with left foot, so it'll be a battle of the boot. And I think the true test, both flyers really should dictate this match this afternoon.
It is Snyman who restarts. And that ball should have been fielded by Charles Holwell. It sets Tukkies up with a very good attacking position. Viambasson is at 4. Van Schoenberg at the front. It goes at the back to Donnie Rousseau. Well laid back for de Kock. Rousseau. And a very well timed punt that didn't look like he kicked it hard at all, but went really well.
It's a huge kick from Chris Rousseau, and that takes his side all on to the just about 15 meters into the Tukkies half, an opportunity for them to try and take the ball from Tukkies, but the first short line out of the match.
Right, Jonathan.
Again to Rousseau. Nell. Snyman. Franco Smith. Got ball and man there at the same time. Nell. Snyman. Rousseau is back for it. Well taken by Van Pitius.
Hold there!
De Kock. Rousseau. Greep. No, that wasn't Greep. It was the fullback van Schalkwyk. And then they couldn't find Gus Thron on the far side. That's Gus Thron.
First of all here, I think the kick here from Tian Snyman, a bit of aimless kicking. But watch this long pass there. Werner Kutzer received this ball. Nice getting into the gap, but the long aimless pass from Werner Kutzer. No communication with his outside wing, and that being Gus Thron.
Oh, going left for the Marties is Werner Kutzer, Werner Greef, Werner van Pitius. Well taken by Rousseau. They're using him a great deal in the line-out. Franco Smith. Held by Chris Rousseau. Nell, Snyman, Rousseau. That's well laid back. Now chance here if the Tukkies move it wide. Smith needed quick hands there. Jacques Olivier is yet to touch the ball. Snyman. Van der Walt was intelligently left it. Basson. Good tackle by Van Pitius. That was Wim Meyer. That's not Wim Meyer, is it? We'll have to have a closer look at that.
On the ground. Hands.
This is Viambasson. Now, perhaps he should have passed that ball to Arno Barnard, because I think he was in a better position, but he managed to lay that ball back nicely. But Arno Barnard managing to pick this up and secure the ball there for Tukkies.
Just take him to the side because we want to get on with the game. He can. He's set down there.
That's Frans van Schoenberg. Well, Tian Snyman had an outstanding day with the boot against Series, having a 100% record with his boot, and it's spot on target again. The scores are level. So Chris Rousseau. And that is Donnie Rousseau.
Driving in, playing your own time, number 4, on your feet. No.
Snyman. Provincial. Donnie Rousseau, Avinel, Snyman. And then it was Arno Barnard, the former Falcons player. Snyman and Jan Kluter, he's the right winger. Big tackle there on George van der Walt. It was Kay van Pittius. He's put in some good tackles this afternoon.
Isn't that copybook tackling stuff? And I think George van der Walt making the mistake here, not passing it out to Donnie Rousseau. He found himself in a better position, but that's copybook tackling from Werner Kay van Pittius.
Avinel, Snyman, Smith. Good covering around that by Snyman. Hannes Venter gives chase, he's got Arno Barnard in the inside. Support there from Chris LaRue. Nell, Smith. That's not a bad little dab ahead. And Hannes Venter very nearly got it in on the inside. Trouble for Neil de Kock. But he's recovered well. Just consolidated for his forwards. Rademan back to... was that Johan Verweyck with the clearance?
No, it was Werner
Greef, yeah.
But look at this clever play here from Jacques Olivier. He realized he's not going to get over the corner and just flicks it back. But unfortunately, Vin Meyer couldn't pick up that ball was going to come back. Now, Neil de Kock finds himself in a situation here where he's isolated. He perhaps should have cleared it, but I think very fortunate to get out of that situation.
George van der Walt. Vian Besson. Nell, Snyman. Meyer, that looks like a head-high tackle. Jonathan Kaplan's got his arm out. Snyman. And it was Sean Roux who is penalised.
High tackle. Yep.
Another high tackle from Sean Roux on Wim Meyer gives opportunity for Tiaan Snyman, who would normally slot these with his eyes closed. But perhaps the opportunity for Tiaan Snyman, because nobody seemed to actually want to tackle him. He was running across the field. Invariably what happens when a player runs across the field, invariably there's a gap that opens, and we saw how many opportunities that in particular. I remember from Henry Honeyball, he used to do it very, very well.
Tiaan Snyman puts Tukkies in the lead.
You see there, with that Tiaan Snyman, I think if you saw the gap there, there's a huge gap that opened up for him. But Sean Roux tackling Wim Meyer. And Wim Meyer is not a small person on top of it.
Van Schouwenberg.
Stay on, hold there.
Snyman.
Destruction.
And so the Stellenbosch University team now get a penalty for obstructive running. Now we want to see, Gavin Cowley tells me that Chris Rousseau is a pretty useful fly half.
Tiaan Snyman, I think, has been the whole afternoon finding Franco Smith to hit up the middle. I think a situation there that Franco Smith was perhaps in front of the ball, and Tiaan Snyman found himself in a situation where he didn't know what to do with it.
It'll be interesting to see if either fly half runs at the opposition. And a good kick by Chris Rousseau. So John Mitchell was quite right. It's the moment, the battle of the boot. It was Gavin Skuman who took that ball, former Northwest Leopards player. Skuman goes in to get it again. De Kock, Roux, Ferreira. Solid defence by the Tukkies, loose forwards, and they've won a penalty. It was Pidi Ferreira who came hurtling through.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me that Tiaan Snyman's going to have a go at the 3 points. He certainly will have the distance, and it's come from his right side too. But all the Marties are really trying to do is to suck the defence in of the Tukkies. I watch Pidi Ferreira running off the ball very, very nicely, but well tackled there by the Tukkies. And in his situation, once again, he's isolated, he's run away from his support, and because all the forwards were sucked in there, so running away, and unfortunately, all Tukkies would do, they got their hands on the ball, and in that situation, you're trying to actually let it go, but you don't let it go because your opposition is going to pick it up.
That's another good kick by Snyman. Well, I think he kicked 8 out of 8. Sean, correct me if I'm wrong. 8 out of 8 on Wednesday.
Yeah, 100% record here, and
So he's now
fantastic kicking display he had.
Well, he's now kicked 11 out of 11. It was short there by Rousseau. So advantage to Pretoria University.
Yeah, that's basic mistakes, and normally as a forward you get so upset because you basically psych yourself up to actually just get over the 10-metre area, and that ball's not going 10 metres, and now you have to come back and scrum and contest the scrum.
Crouch and hold, wait. Engage.
Notice Johan van Wyk in the hooker position there for Marties.
No, leave it.
Sporting a bit of a shiner.
Keep it up here. Keep it up here.
Often you see it, Johan van Wyk has
Crouch and
got a bit of a shiner.
Don't go. White. Engage. Okay, hold there. Hold there.
Nell, Smith, Snyman. Nell again, not too many people in support on this side. He's thrown to the ground by Pidi Ferreira. And then ultimately it was Arno Barnard. And now Jacques Olivier. Can he find a man on support on the outside? It's Wim Meyer.
Amazing the experience here in terms of Jacques Willefee. But you come back to that ruck there. The ball was out, and the Marties players look at it. There was no wrong. Any one of the Marties forwards could have picked that ball up because the ball was out. But watch the experience here. Just a handoff from Jacques Willefee. He sizes up his options, sucks in the man at the fullback position. Some bad tackling there from Werner Greef. Clever thinking there from Jacques Willefee, just letting the ball go past him, and you can just see, looking to see who was up in support, and just sucked in a Jaco van Schalkwyk from Marties.
There's Ian Kirkpatrick on the right of your screen, always very, very serious when a rugby match is on. Of course, he has a nice sense of humour. Another spot-on kick by Tiaan Snyman.
Isn't that fantastic to see the copybook stuff of Tiaan Snyman in terms of his kicking capabilities? Watch this long pass, which Jacques Willefee sized up his options very, very, very nicely there.
Must say it was a pretty poor defence that by Stellenbosch University. 2 tackles missed. Nell, Snyman. There was Dani Rousseau again, coming hurtling through. The big number 8. He's had some useful games. Olivier. Good hands there by Chris Leroux. Hannes Venter making some ground.
All over, on your feet. Stay on your feet.
You would have noticed this afternoon, and particularly from the Marty side, and the centres seem to be going for the intercepts, which is resulting in a lot of gaps for Tukkies. And I think they just got to just size up the options and see that those gaps have been created. And this is the run here from Hannes Venter. George van der Veld going over the top there, and that's what the penalty was for.
Well, Marty's have been under the whip in the last 10 minutes, and this kick by Chris Rousseau is a very important one to keep the lads from Stellenbosch University in the game. And that was bad luck. Rousseau just finding a little bit of space. There were very few Martys following up there. Harvey Nell lays it back well, picked up by Van der Walt. Olivier goes in quickly now. So does Jaco Snyman, the loose head prop. Nell, Snyman. Plenty of ground here for Van Skalkwyk to make. And, well, that's pretty good, because Tukkies can now put pressure on the Martys from this line out, hope that they just hack it out, and it will be Tukkies attacking ball.
Jaco van Skalkwyk just watching that ball, hoping it would bounce infield. Now, he realized that the touchline was quite close, and he was hoping that the ball would bounce inwards, but perhaps he should have gone for that ball before it actually went into the touch.
Van Wyk finds Holwell.
3-2 numbers, 3-2 on the 15. You can play. You can
And
play.
De Kock can play. Ferreira, no, well, De Kock should have kept going. He was clean through the gap. De Kock again, Rousseau. Ground for Hannes Venter. Now, a chance for Tukkies. Well, Hannes Venter will probably boot this out, because Martys have followed up well. That was good defense by the Martys. There were 4 of them who followed that kick, and that is so vital. Shut Hannes Venter down.
Well picked up here. Then there's a Neil de Kock. I mean, that gap opened for him. And I think, how often does it happen when a gap opens for you? You actually then look for support instead of, once a gap's open, run, because the support will get to you.
Tapped down by Skuman. In fact, it was Holwell. This is Rousseau. He has a chance for Tron. Now, can he make something out of this? Oh, it's a great back tackle by Vermeer. In fact, that wasn't Vermeer, it was Jacques Olivier who got there. Up to the 22 go Tukkies. Now they could move this ball wide. No, Snyman, a little bit of trouble here. Loses the ball. Now, Tion Snyman is a fly half. He's got a wonderful boot, but he's got to show us more than that, Johnny. In that situation, look at this tackle by Jacques Olivier.
Yeah, that's experience for Huey, knowing that the outside was covered, and Jacques Olivier, he knew that he had to cover the inside, and did very well there to tackle Gus Theron. But yeah, I quite agree with you in terms of Tion. So we know he can kick the ball. Let's see what his running skills are like too.
Rousseau. First time that Kutz has got the ball, and coming around again was Rousseau. Well, Tukkies lost their defensive lines there, and Chris Rousseau ran well off the ball. Well, guys, let's have another beer.
Yeah, they've been going maybe since early this morning, but Werner Kutz, well taken, but good supportive play there from Chris Rousseau. Obviously, the second line of defense was missing from Tukkies. I wonder if anybody's going to try and charge this kick down here.
Nobody did, although Louis Kuhn seemed to be pretty close to the crossbar this morning.
What's this good supportive play here from Chris Rousseau? You don't normally see that because the Flyers normally go into the situation where they want to receive the ball from the scrum, but good thinking there from Chris Rousseau to be in that supportive situation.
Where he should be. Holwell couldn't hold on. Tucks have retrieved the ball. Nell Smith. He's tackled by Rademan. Nell again. Olivier. Fenta. That was a good tackle by Kutzer.
Advantage. There was a knock on, then he played it on the ground. First infringement, the knock.
You know, important it is these days, Huey, for the front row tight forwards to make the tackles. And there, Nodia Rademan tackling one of the Tukkies players. And I know after matches that the coach is going to evaluate the amount of tackles, and I think they rely upon the front rows to make at least 4 or 5 tackles in a match.
Just go off, then fix it.
So they'll have to wait now because Pete Boer is... has he got a bit of blood somewhere?
I would assume so, because the referee, Jonathan Captain, said he must go off. He's obviously got some blood behind his ear.
Well, I need to send on a replacement, will Tukkies. And so onto the field comes Christo Bezetnote.
That's the mark there. Just wait to set first.
He'll move into the tight. No, he'll go into the loose head side.
No, don't go.
We've seen him in the Blue Bulls under 21 side. So the captain in the blood bin. Good scrum that by Tukkies. Rousseau. Oh, and there's a bit of space here for the fly half. It was good running off the ball by Kutzer. And by Van Skalkwyk. Now a chance for Tukkies. They're swarming all over. Sorry, Marty's rather. Eventually it's Biambason who gets back.
Advantage, we've got a knock here. Scrum down.
Sorry, yeah, good play there from the Martys to get in the situation. But let's compliment Donnie Rousseau from the Tukkies for getting back there. Watch Chris Rousseau. What's the vision that he's got? He sees a gap opening, gets to the gap, and good supportive play here from the Tukkies. And
well, in fact, Chris Rousseau should have run further. He was in the clear there. He drew nobody. So, in fact, if he'd run on to the next man and then passed it inside, that man would have been clear. So it was initially a good break, and then he took the wrong option.
Then again, I suppose he would argue the point that the person coming up next to him had a bit more speed than perhaps what he had. But yeah, you're right there. You've got to actually suck into defence to send the other player away, which is in a better position.
Difficult ball for Jean-Roux to control. Rousseau. Safe and piteous. De Kock. Rousseau again. Little switch there to Ferreira. Ferreira has tremendous pace off the mark. Van Skalkwyk, the fullback.
Stay on then.
Now Werner Greef.
Scrum down. Just a tackle.
A good period of play that by Stellenbosch.
Now look at the opportunities that the Martys have got in the situation. They're virtually under the posts of the Tukkies, and the options are on both sides.
Thank you. Crouch and hold. Engage.
Big scrum by Tukkies. Jean-Roux.
Play on, no knock, play on. Hold it.
De Kock. Kutzer. Rousseau. Ferreira. De Kock, Rousseau. Off and Gus Theron took his eyes off the ball.
Advantage, knock and knock back. Scrum down White.
I think he couldn't believe his luck. He was straight through and took his eyes off it.
Maybe the pass from Chris Rousseau was, yeah, but there, I think he took his eyes off the ball, saw the gap was there. But Huey, I think the Martys are going to have to address their pack of forwards, because it looks like Tukkies have improved their scrumming over the last sort of 25 minutes. Well, they played 25 minutes and their packer seems to have got better and better, and they're going to have to talk about it and address it, because they got a whole second half, and you know the whole situation. If you don't win the ball up front, you're going to struggle in the back. No Barnard there.
What's that? There's the mark. Danke.
All the pressure seems to be coming from the loose set from the Tukkies, where Jaco Snyman is exerting a lot of pressure
No, I told you.
Lodier Arneman.
Not from a scrum. Head
Marty's
too low, play.
heads too low, below their hips. Now, it was Barnard who raced ahead with the ball. Barnard, it wasn't Barnard, it was Van der Walt who got it away. Now Franco Smith finds Darby Nell. Vermeer was flying on the left-hand side, but he was a long way from Nell. Now, can Tukkies recycle this ball? It comes for Leroux. Fenter, he's well tackled by de Kock. Rousseau, the number 8. This is Tian Snyman. Well read there by Werner Greef. Snyman. That needed to go a little bit straighter. Sean Roux back for it. And that's a good kick ahead by the Marty skipper, Hannes Venter. Jacques Olivier and Rousseau in support. A good play by the Marty's captain, Sean Roux.
It was the first time that Franco Smith has really got to the gap. He's tried that on numerous occasions to break the Marty's defensive pattern, and the first time he's really got through. So Avinol coming back on the inside.
Johan van Wyk with the throw-in. Goes to Sean Roux. De Kock, Rousseau. Koetser. Was a very flat pass that. De Kock again. Rousseau. Now chance here for Van Schalkwyk. He's quickly shut down by Jan Kluter.
Well, if that ball had gone to hand, Werner van Pitjes could have been in for a try. And they've tried this a couple of times, but the defensive line is just so good offsides these days.
I would say that pass was forward.
Yeah, I think I agree with you here, Hugh.
George van der Walt gets it to Van Schouwenberg. Ripped away by George van der Walt. Help from Rousseau. That's Rousseau, the number 8. Now it's Arno Barnard, Snyman, Smith, Nell, Nell, Jan Kluter, Hannes Venter, and Werner Greef jumps on him. Picked up by de Kock. Gets away from his opposite number. Nice little jab ahead. Oh, and the bounce is just not there. Good cover by Leroux, the flanker. Snyman. Oh, that's a huge punt by Snyman. Well taken by Van Schalkwyk, the 20-year-old fullback. Now chance here for Gus Theron just to set things up. Martins needs to move this ball wide quickly. That's the pass. Sean Roux, Pete Ferreira.
I think this was coming because just a build-up from Martins was quite long, and Pete Ferreira, the ultimate try scorer. And as you say, all they had to just move a ball down the line because they had numbers of plenty there. They had about 3 or 4 men overlap. And Chris Rousseau had the vision to see that Sean Roux was open in the outside, and Sean Roux did well there to actually suck in Hannes Venter. Well done there. Superb try there from the Marties.
Chris Rousseau adds the extra to put the Marties up to 20.
I think that was the coach of the Tukkies side, Hugh Len Ulefied. What's that vision there from Chris Rousseau?
For a moment I thought he had held on too long, but passed at the right moment, and it was the correct pass was the vital thing.
Knock on, knock back, white ball.
That ball must have just travelled 10 metres, and Gavin Skuman took a bit of a knock. That's Jacques Ulefier, help there from Dr. Henry Kilbrick, former Tukkies front ranker. Carbinell, Snyman, Smith. Well, that was unfortunate there for Christo Potgieter.
Come down.
Well, he hasn't been in the game. Obviously just come on now in place of Jacques Ulefier, who receives attention. Obviously there was a move there from Franco Smith, and he just slipped over his feet.
Yeah, I think he actually looked up as Franco Smith passed the ball as well. So it was unfortunate.
Looks like that cut is actually quite serious on Jacques Ulefier.
Well, I suppose when you play over 100 provincial matches and 16 test matches for South Africa, you have got to have a scar or two. De Kock, Rousseau, Gus Thron will give chase. Wim Meyer goes back for Pretoria. That was Adri Badenhorst, the young flanker. Good play, Gus Thron. And that actually could be a penalty. That could well be a penalty, as Wim Meyer went back and jumped on Gus Thron after he had put the ball down.
Well, I think it was Viam Besson that actually did it, Huey. But fantastic off-the-ball play here from the Marties, running off the ball. This is the pickup, and goes on the outside, keeps the ball alive. Neil de Kock. This passes to Gustron. Gustron was the one that initially put the pressure on Wim Meyer. But watch Viam Besson here just diving on the ball. That, I think, quite agree with you, Hugh. That'll be a penalty at half-time.
Yeah, it also very good work by young Neil de Kock, who had a stint with Northern Free State, did Neil de Kock, the Marties scrum half, was one of our men of the match in the Vodacom Cup game. Chris Rousseau is not on target, but it's been a very good period of play for the Marties the last 5 minutes.
Number 5.
Yeah, and the penalty has been given. This is Neil de Kock, who I think we saw last season that we had a lot of Marties that went to Northern Free State, but good try there from Gus Thron. And that's the Viam Besson who just falls on Gus Thron. And the referee, Jonathan Kaplan, has awarded the penalty on the halfway line.
Another 3 points to Marties for an indiscretion by Tukkies.
Yeah, totally unnecessary from Viam Besson.
So Tukkies just need to regain their shape. They have lost it a little bit. That's good play by Van Schoenberg. Now Smith, Ulefier, Meyer. It's a battle royal between Gus Thron and Wim Meyer, both big men. Snyman, Besson stays on his feet well, ultimately tackled by Jean du Toit. De Kock, Snyman, Arno Barnard. This is better by Tukkies, a good comeback by them. They need to keep the ball game forward. Rousseau, he ran at the opposition. Now Tian Snyman in this position needs to do more than just Yeah, you see they're not making any ground there. That's a better pass. Although Chris Rousseau was up there quickly, Chris LaRue, the flanker, has done well. Naveen Nell gets it away now to Barnard. Franco Smith, good running off the ball, but has lost possession. Penalty, Tukkies.
Yeah, so correct there, Hugh, in terms of Tian Snyman. When he receives the ball,
Offside.
decides on what options, and then that slight hesitation gives the opposition time to actually come up a lot closer to your backline. If he receives the ball, he lets it go. He must just let it go.
Well, you also, you know, Johnny, he's got to vary the depth of where he's running from, the pace of his running. You know, I don't want to harp on it because Stephen Larkin's one of the best fly halves in the world, but there's always something different happening when he gets the ball. This now, you know, I mean, it's not a criticism, it's just the fact that he's a young player and he needs to be taught that he's got to do different things.
Yeah, I can't agree with you more here. Obviously, I think what he perhaps should have done there is run straight at the opposition and perhaps popped it up for somebody running at pace too. That might have been the option for him.
Snyman is on target again, so that is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 in a row he's kicked in the last 2 games. Besson. Nell, Snyman, Smith, Rousseau. Well, the thing is that, I mean, Marties can just read what Tukkies are going to do now, and it's 65% of the ball is a pop pass to Franco Smith. Van Skalkbeek. Ah, good running. This little fullback has impressed. Rousseau. And that should be easy for Hannes Venter. Yeah, far too far ahead. Venter can take and go. Now you see there isn't a single Marty back there. And now chance here for them to attack. Chris LaRue. Smith, Van Schouwenberg, Besson. Barnard. Rousseau. Nell, Snyman. Meyer. And Gastron goes nice and low.
We're going to play the knock. It's a white scrum.
It's Gastaronia just managing to make sure Wim Meyer goes on the outside. He's got the ball in one hand, not the ideal situation to do as a wing. You can try and keep the ball over your shoulder.
1 minute left in the half.
That's a mark crouch.
Coin Tukkies lead Nashua Marties by...
Last warning.
It's the other way around. Nashua Marties lead Coin Tukkies 28 to 19.
Six shoulder.
Snyman, Smith, Venter. Ran into the cover defense there, did Hannes Venter, but they've set it up. They need to go forward now to Tukkies. It was a difficult ball for Olivia Meyer, but Marty's offside. And I have no doubt that Tian Snyman will slot another penalty. They've got the ball to Avi Nell quickly. He could have tapped and gone. But it's now the instruction from Pete Boer is go for the posts. Not a bad idea. That'll reduce the points difference to 6.
Yeah, just going to half-time, you heard referee Jonathan Kaplan saying 1 minute left. But Marties have been caught offsides on numerous occasions, and I mentioned it earlier that the centres were coming up very, very quickly. And I think they must just watch that in the second half. Two things I think Marty's got to actually talk about in second half is A, the centres going up too quickly in terms of creating the gaps for Tukkies, and secondly, the pack of forwards in terms of their scrumming.
Again, that's good coordinated play by the Tukkies forwards. Van Schalkwyk, plenty of room to counter-attack. That's a lovely little dab ahead, well read by Avinel. But Van Schalkwyk was onto him in a flash.
Not back. Come down.
Avinel been tackled there from Van Schalkwyk, and you've said it already, Hugh. He's very impressed when he's got the ball in hand. A young Kluter just picking up that ball.
Shanru, de Kock, Rousseau, Greef, not Greef, Kutsa. This is Van Schalkwyk. Gastron on his outside. Oh, dear me. He looks at that again. He will shudder in his boots. He knows that he should have pouched that one. Terrific dart into the back line by Van Schalkwyk. Look at that, in the bread basket, and down it goes.
The softest of tries that Gastron would have had to score.
So there we have it, 3 tries to 1. The Marties lead by 28 points to 22 as we return for the break.
Leslie Nielsen has been accused of murder.
I've been wrongfully accused.
He was the Lord of the Violin. Now he's a fugitive.
It's over, Harrison.
I've been wrongfully accused.
Trying to prove his innocence is turning into a mission impossible. Does he have the brave heart needed to succeed? Baywatch on the 9th of July to find out in Wrongfully Accused, only on Mnet. It's the Titanic comedy of the year.
Club Rugby, the backbone of South Africa's rugby power. From 5 to 8 July, Loftus will be the battleground. And after 3 days of blistering rugby, the Supersport Club Champions of South Africa will be crowned. Catch it only on Supersport, your channel of champions.
There's a mystic and a legend which pervades the links, the tumbling nature of its terrain, 112 bunkers of overwhelming character, and the challenge of every hole. This year, these ancient and hallowed grounds await the challenge of a new age. St. Andrews, only one man can defy it. Only on Supersport, the Open Championship, golf's coming home. Proudly sponsored by Telkom Business and Siemens Information and Communication.
Geboe, maar nie gebroke. Gekneus, maar nie verslane. Die man van die oomblik tree na vore. Suid-Afrikaanse cricket kry nuwe hoop, 'n nuwe kaptein. Wanneer die Proteas vertrek na Sri Lanka om verlore trots te herwin en hulle aansien op die cricketvelde van die wêreld te herstel. Die ganse volk steun jou. Hierdie stryd om oorlewing word gebring deur Supersport. Sri Lanka teen Pakistan. Met trots geborg deur Standard Bank.
This is the promised land. All is dignified, posh and proper, where a piercing silence precedes the storm. Smarten up. It's time for Wimbledon. Complete live coverage on Supersport.
The second half of the Supersport Trophy for clubs about to begin. Well, the territorial situation pretty even. it will be Tian Snyman to kick off for Pretoria University, who have made a replacement in the front row, I feel. We'll just pick that up in a moment. Nel. He's well tackled by Van Wyk.
Okay, hold.
Van Skoenberg, Snyman, Olivier, Meyer. He's grabbed there by Werner Greef. Nel, Snyman.
Come here. You come here. Come here. Yes, you. Right now. Right now.
Viambasson is going to get a...
Just keep quiet. Just keep quiet. Just come here, please. 3 and 5. I've got it.
So let's just listen to what Jonathan Captain has to say.
We've got an incident here. This man has kicked a man on the ground.
I did nothing.
Right? I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt, but you're gone for 10.
I wasn't even on the...
And if you carry on, you're gone for the game.
He was very lucky to get away with a yellow card there, Jonathan Captain saying, just the benefit of the doubt. I mean, it was right under Jonathan Captain's nose, so he should have seen it. So Viambasson, very lucky.
So it was a very good kick by Chris Rousseau, puts Marties on the attack. Johan van Wyk finds Sean Roux. Good ball for Marties. Rousseau, Theron.
Advantage. Lock on from White.
Second time that Gus Theron has actually knocked that ball when it's been passed in. Obviously the move that the Marties had. Chris Rousseau. Nothing wrong with that pass at all, but obviously taking his eyes off the ball, seeing a Tian Snyman in front of him. Nothing wrong with that pass to him.
Well, Avi Nel is a busy little scrum half.
Here with Viambasson being off now, with him Tukkies being one short, it's going to be, because he's a huge man, so there's been a lot of pressure on the Tukkies scrum.
Roux.
Leave it wide, leave it wide.
Darcy Badenhorst who came around. De Kock, Rousseau. And a chance here for Greef. And this time, Gus Theron makes no mistake.
Third time lucky for Gus Theron, coming in the inside. Did very well there to come in the inside, because I think it was Kutso was a Greef who got through the gap and set up Gus Theron. Well worked move here from the Marties. Long skip pass there. What's a skip pass there from Werner Greef, setting up Gus Theron. Third time lucky, catching the ball, going over, I think, for his second try of the match. Great vision there from Gus Theron coming back into, because with Werner Greef going towards the corner, he wouldn't have had any space at all.
Chris Rousseau, as he sometimes wants to do, just unable to convert a relatively easy kick there, but this is the perfect start for Marties in the second half. Werner Greef very aware of what was going on, and a simple pass on the inside to Gus Theron. So it couldn't be a better start for the side from Stellenbosch. Taken by Van Wyk. The Stormers hooker. Sean Roux, De Kock, Rousseau. Oh, it's a good pass. This is Werner Greef, and he gets it away again to Gus Theron. Across his Avi Nel. Theron did well to get it boot ahead. Van Skarkwyk was flying as Hannes Venter. No, it wasn't. It was Jan Kluter. Covered well for the Tukkies.
This is lovely running here from Marties. They're really full of running since the second half. Gus Theron putting that on the boot. Good cover defense there from Jan Kluter. But obviously, unfortunately, he's carried over. The opportunity once again for Marties.
Shanru, Neil de Kock. Is he over? Yes, says Jonathan Kaplan. Well, the Victoria University are paying for only having 14 men on the field.
How many times do we say that when you're one short, you've got to put the points on the board? And good thinking here from Neil de Kock, realizing that it was in the momentum that it would carry him over. Another superb work try by the Marties.
Much better concentration by Chris Rousseau.
The flipper pass there by Shanru. Even Neil de Kock, I think, initially wasn't expecting that, but managing to control it nicely.
Well taken there by Gavin Skuman. De Kock. Rue. It was young Kluter, got it away to Hannes Benta. Vermeer. Closed down by Johan van Beek. The big lad is Vermeer. Nel. Chance here for Tukkies to move it wide, but there are plenty of purple jerseys around the ball carrier.
Leave it. No advantage. Your choice. Man moved forward ahead of the kick. No.
Well, it was quite
Man
a
move
long
forward ahead of the kick.
advantage allowed there by
Scrum from
Jonathan
just inside the
Kaplan.
22 or a penalty here. Scrum from just inside the 22 or a penalty here. No, I didn't.
Well, Pittsburgh deciding on the penalty, but you right in saying that a lot of long advantage played by Jonathan Kaplan, but
Forward ahead of the kicker.
realizing that the man had kicked it in the 22 area of Marties, so they really didn't get any advantage from the situation. There's Viambasson trying to keep himself warm. He must have about 3 or 4 minutes, maybe 4 minutes still to go before he comes on.
Christo Bezaitnote is on the loose head side for Pretoria University. There's the Supersport Trophy. National Club Championships. Well, Tian Snyman is now going for kick number 15 in a row in his last 2 matches.
Let's hope you haven't put a Joan on this kick.
And you're quite right, Johnny. I may have done, although Tian Snyman can't hear me.
But still some superb kicking display we've seen from Tian Snyman this week.
So Pretoria University under the whip. They're 18 points adrift. Van Schouwenberg. Tackled by Skuman. Nel. Barnard. Nel. Snyman. Smith. Good pass there by Jacques Olivier to Rousseau. And the big number 8 is pretty quick. Good defense by Marties. Van Schalkwyk did well to bring the big man down. Now they just need to move it wide, and it's dropped.
Side at the tackle. Offside at the tackle.
A much better passage of play from Tukkies, spreading the ball wide. And yes, it looks like they can run with the ball when they get the opportunity, but they started quickly with the ball. Vermeer with the hands and ball.
Pete Boer goes in. Now it's decide what will Pete Boer decide to do now. Jacques Olivier may make the decision for him. Holds it up. And Victoria University will go for the post via Tian Snyman.
10, yeah. No, this one was hands in at the ruck. No, that was at the tackle. Number 9.
Easy for Tian Snyman. Well, there's still 30 minutes left in the game, so time for Tukkies to get back into it. Björn Besson is about to come back onto the field. Good work there by Piri Pereira. De Kock. Greef. Werner Greef has made an impact, particularly in the second half. De Kock, Rousseau, Kutzer, Rousseau again, Pereira. De Kock, Rousseau. Wasn't much on there, so not a bad option. And Hannah Spenter has it well covered.
Hold the ball. Hold the ball.
There's ball of plenty for Marty's now to play with, and looks like Björn Besson is going to rejoin the field. And let's see what he's like now. Maybe he's going to take his frustration out on the next loose striker more we have.
Jacques Olivier. Besson was immediately into the action, but the pass was a little bit low for a man who's very close to 2 meters tall.
Shot and hold. Yeah, thank you. Okay.
Much more solid scrum by Pretoria University. They've done well there. Sean Roux has also done well for Stellenbosch. And Neil de Kock shows his class.
What a fantastic little player this is, Neil de Kock. And had a stint in Northern Free State, as you said earlier, last year. But that scrum wheeling there, but what's the gap open here for Neil de Kock? Nobody in front of him, and just his pace carries him over for a fantastic try for the Marties. Look at that turn of pace, not even the fullback inside.
So in the space of 11 minutes, Marties have scored 17 points, and now it's 19.
They're okay.
Plenty of space for Rousseau. Kutzer did well ultimately to control that ball. Greef. Now Werner Greef, but look at the pace of the man. And he's got Turkey's defense at 6s and 7s. He's looking for support, and he couldn't get it away to Van Schalkwyk. And well, a super break.
Knock on,
by,
knock back.
Werner Greef,
Come down white.
former student of DF Milan in Belleville.
Maybe Werner Greef should have actually put this on the boot, but look at the superb gap he takes. He sells the dummy, comes on the inside, a great side step he shows it, but I think he's looking for the support here, as you say, Hugh, but perhaps it's ideal situation here, but perhaps just put on the boot because Jacob van Schalkwyk was flying.
It's Donnie Rousseau in possession. Snyman. That's Christo Bezuidenhout. Nell again. Franco Smith. Olivier. Good hands. Chance here for Vermeer. Can he get back? Now it's Vermeer against Van Schalkwyk. Courageous tackle. Back for it is Rousseau. Now it's Chris Leroux. No, not Leroux. Bartenhorst who has it. Rousseau. And the interception there sets Leroux away.
Okay, hold white. White 4.
De Kock. And Greef hoofs it away. Well, Werner Greef has had, particularly in the second half, an outstanding period of play, and that was disappointing for Pretoria University. Could have made more of that.
Yeah, just the finishing from the Tukkies. Great pace shown there from Wimber, but courageous tackle, as you say, from Jakob van Schalkwyk. Perhaps not the ideal way to tackle a person, particularly of the size of Vin Meyer, putting your head in front of his legs, but courageous at the end of the day.
I think one of the things was that Vin Meyer virtually held up there. He didn't run into the man. There wasn't too much support for him, but could have almost run through Jakob van Schalkwyk. I think the 20-year-old stood up to him.
I think he's glad that Vin Meyer stopped it just before he ran into him.
So we're just having a look like it could be Werner, yeah, it was Werner Greef. Now Tukkies come away with the ball via Van Schoenberg. Now Besson. Not too many white jerseys around the big Springbok lock. Nell, Snyman, Barnard. And he's been well held up. Rademan was there for the Marties.
Background play if you want.
And now it's Kutzer who's in trouble. Taken quickly by Nell. Franco Smith. And then the lob pass. Can they make something out of this now, Tukkies? They've attacked in this position, but haven't been able to get it. Chris Leroux gets it away. This is Chris Rousseau. Donnie Rousseau, rather. And ultimately, Jakob Barnard gets it down, despite the attentions of Gus Peron.
Referee Jonathan Kaplan in an ideal spot there not to refer to the TV referee. Arno Barnard has played his heart out and the tackle forward, and Donnie Rousseau just laying it off to Arno Barnard. Still being caught about 3 or 4 meters short of the line by Gus Peron, and Gus Peron nearly did well there to keep him up, but I think just the size of the man just got him over. Watch Gus Peron trying to pull him back, but flank against the wing, invariably the flank is going to come off better.
Little help there from Jacques Olivier. Tian Snyman spot on again. So that's only 1 miss out of 17 kicks. Not in this game only. That was in the semi-final against Series as well. You see here, Arno Barnard making ground, the former Falcons flanker. Gus Peron very nearly held him up, but quite right there, John Mitchell, that Jonathan Kaplan was well positioned. Nell, now Tukkies coming back with a vengeance. Barnard once more.
Stay on, stay on.
Nell, Smith.
Stay on!
Well, either that needed to go in field or stay on in hand, and Franco Smith knows it.
I think the Marties must be careful, because in the last 2 matches that Tukkies have played, they've actually had a very bad first half, in as much as they've been behind at the break and have come back strong in the second half. So Marties got to be careful. They're only 15 points ahead at this stage. There's still a lot of time left in the second half, all of 22 minutes.
Charles Holwell.
Well done, get on side, get on side. Okay, get on, get on, get on.
De Kock, Rousseau, Kutzer. Well, the huge gaps appearing in that midfield of Tukkies.
Come down, White.
They need to just tighten up that defense between Ruck and the fly half. Loose forwards need to get out of there a little bit quicker, perhaps.
I must say, the youngsters of Werner Greef and Werner Kutzer have really shown the experience of Franco Smith and Jacques Olivier up at centre this afternoon.
Well, Werner Kutzer, also a lad who had a stint with Northern Free State. Harvey Nell, Snyman, Smith, Snyman again, Kluter, Snyman in possession, but Tukkies not going anywhere. Harvey Nell put some life into it.
Play on, knock back! Play on!
Chance here for Tukkies to move wide. Well-timed pass by Franco Smith. Jacques Olivier, oh, it very nearly slipped under the tackle.
From his leg!
And it's gone from the leg, says Jonathan Kaplan. Franco Smith, Nell.
Advantage! Yeah, you're okay.
Olivier, Fenta, Chris Leroux.
Roll away, roll away.
Hannes Fenta is there at scrum half. Had to hold on to the ball. Now it's Avi Nell. Was Johan van Beekel's side.
Advantage!
Chance here for Vermeer. And a solid defense that by Marties. Taken through the game by Leroux. Nell, Smith. And good hands there by Van der Walt. And the try is not given. Penalty is. It was Jan Kluter, who very nearly got over, former South African schools winger.
Just hold, just hold.
We heard it on numerous occasions here that referee Jonathan Kaplan was calling the advantage. Number one in picture there is Jean de Toy from Marties, just to start the engine, but the players restarted.
Chris Dober's 8th note.
Hold there.
And it's been turned over.
Last line.
And
Last
the
line,
penalty,
under the
Avi
feet.
Nell thought
Under
the
the
ball.
feet.
If the ball had
15.
been over the line, he was quite within his rights to go for it.
You see here, the ball's still in front of that foot of one of the Marties players, so therefore the ball isn't out yet.
But if the ball had been
Correct.
over the line, there's no offside there.
Absolutely correct. Franco Smith just seen him. This is Jan Kluter. See how he puts his foot just on that line, just that split second. He got the ball down, but just that split second, put his foot out and just touch.
Good ball by Marties. Rousseau.
Ready, ball.
Fenta kept his eyes on the ball well. It's whipped out by Donny Rousseau. Jacques Olivier held up by Ferreira. This is Tian Snyman. He's scragged by Kutzer. Avi Nell is hammered there by Gavin Skuman, the lock forward.
Tukkies not just managing to get over that, they're playing behind the advantage line, and all the Marties are doing is just putting them under huge pressure. And when you do that, mistakes will appear. I think it's Arno Barnard, I think, is lying on the, taking a bit of knock to the head.
Barnard is up. I think it might be Avi Nell.
I think you're right there, Hugh. I think it's definitely Avi Nell that's taken a knock there, but some good defensive work by, some good tackling there from the Marties.
Touch and hold. Engage. Get it out.
Oh, Tukkies with a big scrum, decocted well. Rousseau. Van Pitches was up there for Marties, picked up by Greep. Kutzer couldn't hold.
The white ball.
But there would already been an infringement.
Well, Huey, I think Doc Craven must be turning his grave to see a pack of forwards like the Marties being scrummed back like that.
Engage.
Snyman, Smith, Olivier, Fenta. Got past a little bit hard for Hannes Fenta. The timing was right, the execution not quite there.
ready. Crouch and hold. Engage. Get it out. Go again, white ball.
Look at that scrumming there of Tukkies with number 17 putting a lot of pressure there. Christo beside note. Ever since he's been on, the Tukkies scrum has improved immensely.
Engage.
Smith, Snyman, Olivier. Now can the veteran create something? Great tackle by de Kock. No, that was unfortunate. Donnie Rousseau couldn't pick that up. Vimbasson and Pidi Ferreira just sizing one another up.
There's Jacques Willefee, but I can tell you that was a try-saving tackle from that man in picture, Neil de Kock. Watch his tackle from behind. This is with pure pace that got him to Jacques Willefee, because Jacques Willefee was in the open, and unbelievable tackle there from Neil de Kock. The tempers are starting to play a bit. I saw Vimbasson having a bit of a go there, and giving Johan van Wyk was having a bit of a scuffle with one of the other players. So let's hope it doesn't actually turn up. The last 15 minutes left in this match.
Well, 15 minutes to go. Well, just less than 15 minutes. In fact, on the scorecard, on the scoreboard, there's 14 minutes. De Kock, Rousseau.
Leave him, leave him.
There's plenty of space there. And it's a perfect bounce. This is Kutsa. Back for it was young Kluter with a tackle. Rief. And good support there from Charles Holwell.
Look at nice skills there from Chris Rousseau, Hugh. He's actually varied his play quite nicely. He's run to the ball, he's kicked the ball. Look at his skills there, just putting it into the space and just keeping his eyes on the ball. Picking up in front of Donnie Rousseau. I've liked Chris Rousseau's play this afternoon.
Picked up by Donnie Rousseau. Now it's Snyman, Smith, Kluter. Play on, says Jonathan Kaplan. This is Hannes Venter, South African A-team winger. Can he get to the touchdown? Van Schalkwyk is quick. So is Gey van Pittiers. And he's there just in time.
What great cover defense there from Gey van Pittiers, coming all across from the left wing and managing to take it out of the hands of Hannes Venter. I honestly thought this ball might have gone forward, but Hannes Venter showing a turn of pace there, put on the boot. Watch Van Schalkwyk there, but Gey van Pittiers comes into the picture now. And just managing to kick it out in touch.
Johnny. Johnny. Get him over. Get him over. Thank you.
George van der Walt. Van Schoenberg, Rousseau. Taken on by George van der Walt.
Well, as I said, Hugh, there's still 12 minutes left, and Tukkies needed that score to bring them closer to Marty's. And let's not write the Tukkies off. We could still see an exciting finish to this match. Obviously a worked move here from Tukkies. See the gap opening in the line out there. Donnie Rousseau coming through at pace. Well tackled from Johan van Wyk. But George van der Walt. Oh, wait, that Chris Rousseau is going to stop him so short of the line.
This conversion would make the difference. Only 8 points, and he's hooked it.
Good take there from Schoenberg. Donnie Rousseau coming through at pace, and yes, he's laid his ball back for Avinal, but George van der Walt said, well, that's my ball, the gap is there, I'm going to go over for a try. And that's Sean Rue, who's coming off and has been replaced by Reino van der Merwe.
I see Paul Barker is on the field, the 21-year-old Western Province under-21 player. That's another replacement on the field. De Kock, Rousseau, Kutzer. Bit of space there. Good tackle there by Leroux.
By the knock on, no advantage.
Well, it's not often that you see Pete Ferreira down. Very hard-working player. Looks like he may be... where are they going to put that ice? It's on his hamstring, yeah, I thought so. And immediately the medic says, we need a replacement.
He's been playing virtually 70 minutes in the match for a hamstring to go there. Obviously must have found him in a sort of situation where he had a turn of pace. Looks like at number 19, Chris Norton will be replacing Pete Ferreira.
So also Western Province Vodacom Cup player.
See if we can pick it up quick. Yeah, I think it's that right leg as he went down. I think he's missed his footing. Immediately hold his hamstring.
Now what will happen here, I think, is Chris Norton will go into the hooking position with Johan van Wyk going onto the flank. Let's see if I'm right. Yep, there we are.
Yeah, us hookers always preferred ourselves at the flank position.
And that's a sad end to the week, really, for Pete Ferreira. And he looks like he's in distress. And it's also W.P. Strauss, who is going to come on in place of Werner Greef, who's had a pretty good game, Werner Greef.
He looks in a lot of pain there. That hamstring is obviously torn. Right there, yet right foot, you can see it slipped underneath him. That's obviously where the hamstring went. And that's an injury out for at least 6 weeks.
Rousseau, Nels, Fenta.
I think, Hugh, about 8 minutes left in this half. I think what Marty's got to try and do, they've obviously got a lead of 10 points. They've just got to try and play the territorial game and just keep it down in the Tukkies half and let the Tukkies run at them.
Now, I think, in fact, what Marty's have done as well is they've taken Neil de Kock off, and they've got Reino van der Merwe in at scrum half.
I see Neil de Kock is still there behind. You can see him in the left fixed. He's going to go fetch the ball now. Neil de Kock is still on the field, Hugh. He's got ball in hand currently.
Okay, well, now we must pick up Reino van der Merwe is on the field. And where is he? He's in the centre, so have they made a change with both centres?
I'd like to see how they line up in the next by the line at the scrum, and we will definitely have clarification.
Well, reserves coming on thick and fast now as Eugene Kinghorn as well comes on.
That's Chris Norton just making the tackle. Harvey Nell's really finding himself in the thick of things.
Well, that's a very important kick by Chris Rousseau. It just makes it sure that Tukkies have to score at least twice.
13 points ahead at this stage. They have to score 2 converted tries to stand any chance of winning this match.
Now, Snyman Smith. Arno Barnard held up very quickly. Nell again. Snyman. This is Chris Leroux. Snyman. Franco Smith. Oh, he slipped his man, but Kutzer got back in time. And it looks like Marties have turned it over. De Kock. Back for it is Snyman. Not a bad kick that by De Kock. Penta. De Kock gives chase. Good ball for Nel. Snyman. Leroux. No, in fact, it was Van Skoberg, then Leroux. Snyman. Smith. Penta. Van der Bolt. Meyer. Tukkies not going forward enough. Well tackled there by Reino van der Merwe. And it's Norton who comes storming away with the ball. De Kock, Rousseau. Back for it goes Fenta, and Olivier gets. Big handoff by Jacques Olivier, holds off Gus Theron momentarily. Made sure that the ball comes back for Tukkies. Biambasson.
That was a great tackle there from the Marties to turn Biambasson, where he couldn't actually turn around and place the ball back for Tukkies. And this surely must be an opportunity for Marties to seal it. Jacques Olivier did very well here because there was like 3 or 4 Marties on him. And watch him just keeping that ball under his armpits there. From Skalkwyk, everybody in the thick of things there. Now Biambasson gets well tackled here from Nordier Reideman, but there's some support coming there from the Marties, which couldn't let Biambasson place that ball back for Tukkies.
Jan Snyman decides to run it. Hannes Fenta. The Marties are spread out, and I think that's probably the wisest choice at this stage. Funko Smith. Well taken by Van Skoenberg. Now Jacques Olivier is there. He'll want to take quickly. Vermeer grabs the ball. Nel, Snyman, Smith, Leroux. Good running by the Tukkies flanker. Kluter, Leroux again. Rousseau was there, and plenty of cover from the Marties.
Determined tackling there for Marties. They want to protect that try line of theirs. Tukkies are throwing everything at him, and he got the ball away just in time to Chris Leroux. And a fantastic game we've seen here this afternoon from both sides. You can see there's obviously some blood that has to be cleaned up.
So Sean Roux comes back onto the field. Good mauling that by Marties. De Kock, Rousseau, Jan Kluter, Hannes Venter, Vermeer. Good tackling there by the Marties. It was Vierpier Strauss, Snyman, well taken by Leroux. The flank forward, he and Chris Rousseau are out in the backs there trying to penetrate the Marties defense. Snyman, Smith. Jan Snyman needed to be going further, sort of narrower towards the Marties defense. Just drew nobody, setting up Franco Smith to be tackled by 2 guys.
I think he's just doing everything at half pace, and I think that would allow the actual defense to make the tackles, and you've got to keep your defense at 6s and 7s.
Number 1. In. Yes, play.
So Jeanne de Toy penalized. Van Schoenberg. Great tackle there by Rene van der Merwe. Snyman, Olivier. Once again, the Marties defense rock solid. Nell, Snyman, Smith. See how they read that? They can read that easily. This is Hannes Venter. Laid back for Björn Besson. He's well tackled there by Chris Norton. Leroux trying desperately is Chris Leroux to find an opening. Wim Meyer. Just look how many purple jerseys are around that ball. Snyman. Barnard. Jonathan Kaplan waiting for advantage to Tukkies. Besson. Van Schoenberg over the 22. Now a chance here for Bezuidenhout.
Advantage, you're diving in there.
Back for the penalty, but it doesn't really help Pretoria University too much.
The flag.
There's a flag out. And let's see what the touch judge has to say.
From the wrong side, offside in a ruck.
Into injury time.
Okay, just right. First I'll have yours, because you were closest, and then yours, okay?
Number 9, right, getting up in the tackle, going in with the knee on the tackler. Number 2, the circle. Yeah, that's what happened. I'll turn the penalty around.
Against number 9 white, yeah.
Yes.
What did you see? Same thing, 9 white, and just the penalty? Just the penalty. Will you indicate the mark? Number 9.
So Arby Nell, probably a little bit of frustration
We had
there.
offsides from their side. This man has gone in with his knee on their number 2, and on the advice of the touch judge, I need to turn the penalty around. Consider yourself lucky that you're not in the bin.
Well, I suppose to go into the bin now is -1 on the clock. Would not be. I wonder if that carries forward to the next game.
Well, it was actually quite classic there of Jonathan Kaplan to say, consider yourself lucky not to find yourself in the bin. We've got matches obviously finished, and what a fantastic display we've seen from both sides this afternoon. Yuri running the ball from all angles, and full credit to Marties. They fully deserve their win this afternoon.
Sean Roux, the captain of Marties. Rademan has worked hard all afternoon, the young tight head prop for Marties. Chris Norton working hard, great maul. The mauling of the Marties has been excellent. Rousseau, a little bit of space for Gey van Pitius. Van Schalkwyk. Good option that by Van Schalkwyk, the 20-year-old fullback from Van Wyksvlei. It's young Kluter, Wonderboom Hoërskool lad. Norton with the throw. Well controlled by the cock. Rousseau, Kutzer. Chance here for Kinghorn. And Gey van Pitius was flying. Great cover there by Tukkies. I think that might have been the number 8, Donnie Rousseau. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, absolutely right, you. But look, what, 4 minutes into the end of the match, already into injury time, and Marty's still throwing everything at Tukkies.
Well, Tukkies will probably run this ball. It's always dangerous from here. Franco Smith, Jacques Olivier, Hannes Venter. Space on the outside, quickly closed down by Kutzer. And Van der Merwe was there as well for Marties. Nell. And that loosens up young Kluter. Can he go all the way? He tried to get it back. Well controlled there by de Kock. And that could be the final kick of the game. Terrific kick by the scrum half. He got back to make it And Neil de Kock appeals to the referee. Is that not full time? 4 minutes into injury time.
Looking at our clock, we're already at 5 minutes, but what great skill shown there by Neil de Kock. I mean, he didn't have the ball in hand initially. Great control he showed, and to take play all the way down into the 22 area of the Tukkies.
Basson. Penalty to Tukkies, quickly taken by Avinel. Van Schoenbach.
Go back 10, please.
Marty's knocked back 10. 5 minutes into injury time. Basson. He's taken the whole Marty's pack on himself, Leon Basson. It's held down, and ultimately Jonathan Kaplan says that's the end of the game. Great joy for Stellenbosch University, and it's 6 tries to 3, and so one really can't blame the Marties for celebrating and being winners and deserved winners as well. Well, they came up here to Pretoria. They had to a relatively easy semi-final against Centurion, the side that ended second in the Carlton League competition. The Tukkies had a tough game against Ceres, and finally, as we've seen so often over the years, Tukkies and Marties clashing in the final of the competition.
Well, they certainly played a much better consistent rugby throughout the week. One would argue the point that perhaps the Marties have a softer playoff option against Centurion, but still, they've shown the class of rugby they can play. Deserved winners by 50 points to 37, as you see on the screen there. They are our Supersport Cup champions for the year 2000.
So we're going to, in a few moments, have the presentation of the trophy and the man of the match. John van Rensburg has made his way down onto the field. Neil de Kock will hope that he speaks English to him. And then Vaughan Bishop, the marketing manager of Mnet, will present the trophy to Jean Roux. We join John van Rensburg down on the field.
Ja, wat 'n skitterende wedstryd het ons vandag hier op 'n nultal Loftus gesien. Die Maties wat weer die klubkampioen is en ons supersportspeler van die wedstryd, die skrimskakel Neil de Kock. Neil, baie geluk met die komplimente van Supersport, hierdie Supersport sak. Neil, 'n baie goeie wedstryd vir jou.
Yes, thanks very much. Very tiring out there, and to play for 80 minutes, just humidity is difficult.
You've decided to continue your rugby career in Stellenbosch.
Yes, that's right. From Northern Free State last year, I came down to Stellenbosch again.
And your eyes, is that on that Western Province jersey?
Yes, I hope so. Well, if it's not the near future, in the distant future, for sure.
Your fly-off, Rousseau, he played a very good game.
I tell you, he dictated from the beginning. I had no problems with him at my fly-off. He was brilliant.
Neil, well done and enjoy your Supersport back. En nou dan vir die oorhandiging dan van die Supersport Klub trofee, Klubkampioenskap trofee, meneer Atop Petersen van Sarfu. Atop, as jy dit kan oorhandig aan die bemarkingsbestuurder van Supersport, meneer Vaughan Bishop. Nuwe kampioen wat dan vandag hier gekroon kan word. Baie dankie Atop. En dan nou die C4 kaptein Jean Roux wat dit gaan ontvang van meneer Vaughan Bishop. Sean, baie geluk, 'n oorwinning wat jy terdee verdien het.
Ja, John, ek dink dit is by tye dit maar moeilik gegaan. Ek bedoel 4 wedstryde in 'n week is nie maklik nie. Maar alle eer aan die span. Ek bedoel al 25 het op die stadium diep gedelf in hulle fiksheid. En op die einde het ons aan die bopunt geëindig.
Jy het 'n baie begaafde afrigter in een keer, Patrick, maar ek dink tog dat hierdie oorwinning vandag vir Dok Dani Kruiven baie bly sou gemaak het.
Kyk, die meeste van ons in die span ken nie vir Dokkie, ons het nooit persoonlik aan hom gespeel, maar ek dink die naaste wat ons aan Dok kom is om Kirkie en alle eer aan hom, want hy het alles gegee en 'n man van 70 is dit nie te sleg nie.
En ook natuurlik julle bestuurder Janne Engelbrecht.
Ja, Janne het vandag opgevlieg. Hy het gesê hy kom net op as ons wen. En gelukkig het ons 'n klein persentjie vir hom aan die einde van die dag.
Dit was 'n baie harde week, die omstredenheid.
Ja, ek dink by tye het die reëlings nie vlot verloop nie. Maar op die einde het al die spanne saamgestem en het ons die spanne uitgesorteer en het ons op die einde by 'n goeie finale gekom.
Ek moet jou tog komplimenteer. Jou span het uitstekende rugby gespeel en ek dink julle is baie waardige wenners.
Baie dankie John. Ek wil ons het probeer om die bal lig te gee, aantreklike rugby te speel, soos ons altyd probeer op Stellenbosch en aan die einde van die dag was ek gelukkig geweest om weer eens boond te eindig. Oeps, Daisy.
Nou ja, die glimlagte is groot hierso. Ongelukkig ons kameraman wat byna deurloop, maar dit dan die nuus hier van Minolta Loftus. Ek dink ons het 'n uitstekende eindwedstryd gesien. Wel gedaan maties en tot volgende jaar met die Supersport Klubkampioenskappe. Totsiens.